Yes,
What?
nope.
Oh, wait a minute, I take that back. I get one other thing, I almost forgot. We'd like to have a moment of silence for Margot Cynthia McLeod. She passed away October 14th, 2020. Margot had been very involved in the town for numerous years. She had passed away at the Country Village Nursing Home in Lancaster, New Hampshire. She was born in 1942 and is the daughter of the late Leon and Mildred Warren. At this time, Margot had been was honored 30 years ago in the town and had 25,000 hours of tireless volunteer efforts for the town of Ware and by the New Hampshire Municipal Association, and continued to serve for many years. Margot was the first woman firefighter and structured specialized medical training program to prepare local volunteers for licensing as emergency medical technicians. Margot was also captain of Company 7 Rescue Squad from 72 to 76, and she worked for many different capacities in the town of Ware. Margot was a member of the Historical Society of Early American Decorations, working in oils and many other mediums. She was the owner of Margot's Garden, and the graveside service will be held Friday, October 23rd at the New Pond Cemetery in Bradford, New Hampshire at 10 a.m. Can we have a moment of silence for her, please? Okay, thank you. And now we will go to public comment.
I suppose you want me to take this off. Frank Campana. Sometime in the near future, you folks are going to be setting the tax rate. So I'll take the opportunity tonight to make my yearly comment. Be interesting to see what you folks decide to return to reduce taxes. And I will further that by saying, you know, what crumbs the taxpayers may get, if any. I know last year, in last year's budget, without the taxpayers having the opportunity to say yes or no, you gave out a couple of somewhat hefty raises to a couple of people. We didn't have a chance to, say yes or no to that. We don't have a chance to say yes or no to what you may reduce the taxes to either. So it'll be interesting. And I apologize, my next comment goes back to your October 5th meeting. I wasn't able to make your last one. And at that meeting, the police chief proposed an ACO vehicle. This is the handout that he afforded me. And in that new vehicle, there was an amount for lettering the new vehicle, not a new vehicle, but the new used vehicle. And his comment was, and I don't object to him, my name being used, but the chief comments, he called it the upfit and called it the graphics. It was $400 to $500. Chief made a comment, I know Frank likes a marked vehicle. Well, I certainly do, with no exceptions. In fact, I'm trying to get Chief Venzina to get his vehicle marked. The last meeting I went to sounded like he might do that. I don't think in this town there should be any vehicle that's unmarked. Maybe in the big cities, I'm not sure. But also in that meeting, he talked about the transfer of, I think it's probably the SUV to him, because his car is, no longer usable. He made the comment, Jeepers crow. I had it in red. There was going to be a charge for having the graphics removed from that car that's going to go to him. He's not comfortable having a marked car in his driveway. Well, you know, one tone of voice says Frank Campana wants a marked car. You know, not tone of voice, but, and then, you know, on the flip side, well, he's got to have the graphics removed because he's not comfortable having a marked car in his driveway. Yeah, it makes no sense to me. I would say, you know, goes along with the job. You know, should be an identified car. Probably deed has already been done, unfortunately. But, you know, he could have saved me as a taxpayer a few bucks by, maybe it doesn't have to be marked as, you know, as much as it is. I'm not saying it has to, you know, be a carnival car or anything like that, but it has to be identified, you know. Who knows, an unmarked car, you never know where it is, what it's being used for, you know, on duty, well, off duty. I'm not accusing anybody by any means, but the possibility is there, you know. So that's my comment. You know, Frank Campana doesn't like a marked car, but the police chief does not want a marked car. He's uncomfortable. And I know you're going to hear, because he said it before, why he might be uncomfortable. But, you know, park it in the garage when it's home if he doesn't want anybody to see it. Throw a blanket over it. Park it out behind the house. You know, how do you know somebody's a state cop? They take their cars home. You see them in the driveways. How do you know somebody's on the sheriff's department? Some of them take their cars home. They're in the driveways. So, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else for public comment? We have department head and...
Yeah,
what?
Brenda's, I told Brenda she could have a couple minutes. just
Yeah,
to-
well, I was going to put her under department head, so...
Gotcha.
Department heads and committee items, and we'll recognize Brenda.
Tonight, I'm going to introduce the new director for the library, but first of all, I want to take some time to thank you guys. You know, this has been it's been a tough year for me, having to come to the meetings and dealing with the deliberative session and the budget and all of that. And I just want to thank you guys, especially you, because you were chairman at the time, and you always had that little quirky smile when I'd come up here, and it really put me at ease. So
Like now.
Yeah, exactly. So I do appreciate that. But, you know, you always hear the negative things about people, and you never hear positive things. And you guys have two really wonderful employees, and one of them is Naomi, who has helped me more than I can think of. I mean, getting me to meetings, telling me the procedures, having me do this, having me do that, helping me tremendously at the deliberative session, and I really want to thank her for doing that. The other employee that you have that has just been phenomenal is Beth. She's not here tonight, so
She's out in the hallway somewhere. She's out hiding out there, so...
Well, Beth has been the other one who's just helped me through everything. And she continues to help to this day because the trustees don't normally prepare the budget. We have the director do that. But this year, because we haven't had a director, I've had to, I've done it in my past life, but doing a budget with taxpayers' money versus doing a budget when you've got pharmaceutical money is completely different. So she has helped me tremendously with that. But I just wanted to let people know that you know, there's some real exceptional employees here and where, and like I said, you always hear about the negative, but you don't hear about the positive, and I just wanted that on the record that you've got some really good people here.
Thank you. Thank you.
With that in mind, it's been an exhaustive search. But we actually have a new library director. He started today. He hails from Tennessee, and Clay Creasy, I'll let him come over here and maybe say a couple of things to you guys, because you're going to be seeing his face from now on. Granted, I will be here at the budget one, but after that, you guys are, you know, you're not going to see this smiling face anymore.
I think we're being invaded from the south. I think they're coming back to try and win the war again.
will rise
The
again.
The South will rise again, I think.
Well, I just thank Brenda and the Board of Trustees for giving me this opportunity, and I'm just really looking forward to serving at the library. today was my first day on the job, and my coworkers were very kind, friendly people. I had lots of long conversations with them, and I'm just really happy to be here. And yeah, my wife and I, we wanted to move to New Hampshire, and we achieved this dream. So yeah,
Well, welcome, and
yeah, thank you.
And
Yeah.
I hope your experience is a good one. You've got good people over there.
Yeah, I'm sure it will be. So, right? Thank you.
Thank you.
Clay. Clay, could you just spell your last name for me?
Oh yes, it's Kriese.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
He's the call if something goes wrong at the library.
Okay.
Yeah. It may take a minute or two to get you off the speed dial.
So we'll take you off the list.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, you're
Thank you.
welcome.
The next one, he's hiding out in the hallway, I believe, is
Mr. Knapp.
Mr. Knapp. I could tell he's got his dinosaur hat on.
Sinclair Oil.
Yeah. I could tell by the hat.
Howdy, everyone.
Good evening.
Hey there. Take that off when you're at the podium.
All right.
Thank you.
Don't want to get yelled at.
Yeah, so we
Well,
can,
so everybody can hear it.
I got yelled at on Friday for the
We
first
got
time.
yelled at.
Oh, boy.
Anyway, it scared me. So,
Scared me so bad I didn't bring it again.
been a long time since I've been here, I guess. No, I'm here for a bid opening. Anything else you want to know from me beforehand? Or?
everything's gone good with the paving and everything? I
Yeah.
saw R&D out there today.
We finished driveways today, and last second I decided to pave Depot Street. The reason we was down there at the time is because they had the big paver, and Depot Street's about this wide. So, and we're gonna shim going down the hill on Merrill Road, down to the dump. Just give it a shim because all the potholes, and that's it for the season, so. Shoulders are done.
Did you get everything done that you wanted to this year?
Yep. Yep,
So
plus, plus
where-
a couple, so.
Where does that put us with the bond?
We had roughly 320,000 left over at the end of the planned paving. Now we're gonna add that sham and Depot Street be a few thousand. I don't know if, the shoulder money's come out. That was like 17,000 for the machine and probably 20-ish for material over the summer, so. Be around the 300 mark, here less, so, which is just exactly where I wanted to be. So
Right. Okay.
I wanted, when we did it, I figured around 300 to be left over, because you didn't know the inflation, deflation, asphalt, and the law says that we had to spend, I believe, 80%. Beth might correct me if I'm wrong on that. So we achieved that goal, so I can keep the money that's left over to roll over to next year, which I have a couple plans for it. We'll see which ones ends up being the best idea.
Can you do I know in your spare time that you don't have, is there any way that, remember there was that when we were initially approaching for the bond?
Yep.
You had the reds, the greens, the yellow roads?
Yep.
Can you update that?
Yeah, we've been working on it, behind the scenes. I wanna make sure everything's accurate, cause we just
Yeah.
kinda say, oh, we paved this today and marked it. I wanna make sure everything's accurate. And
Because I think that packet was excellent. And
I
think it was well
believe
prepared.
we've overlaid, I wanna sit down and really count, but I believe we've overlaid 48 roads and completely reconstructed all or a portion of 8 roads in 2 years. And we've chip coated 4 or 5, a couple of which are very long, Flanders Memorial and, Reservoir Drive, which are the equivalent of 2 or 3 or 4 roads, in length, you know, so, out of the bond, so that's.
How's the
that's a
chip
lot.
coating holding up?
I think great.
I mean, the best example would be Hodgson. That seems to be really holding up.
Yeah, Hodgdon's, it's the 3rd winter, I
3 or
think,
4,
3
yeah.
or 4 years old. Quaker has a year on it, East Road has 2 years
Have you
on
seen
it.
any, we've heard lots of pros about it. Have you seen any cons about it up here
No.
yet?
Is that something that we'll be looking for in the future, you think?
Yeah, I think so. Before the bond, I did a number of those type activities, chimming and overlaying and chipping, and, I really,
Yeah, because Quaker Street was before the bond.
Quaker was part of the bond, but
Oh, was part of the
Hodgdon
bond.
and East Road was
Hodgson was
before
not,
the
that's
bond.
right, that's
they were
correct.
before
Yeah,
the
Hodgson
bond.
definitely was before, yeah.
Hodgdon was that fiber mat, that got a layer of
Yes.
fiberglass, and then, the rest are just traditional chip coats.
Coat.
The chip coat adds, what, 5 to 7 years?
Yeah, they say between 5 and 8 years. You know, Quaker Street was an example of one that had some delamination. What that means is when you pave one year, you put a base coat of pavement down to a couple inches, and then you put an inch or inch and a half of top coat on top. Whatever reason, that inch of top coat was peeling off of Quaker Street. The base was good, but even though that's only a 1-inch deep pothole, it's still a pothole with water in it, and it's tens of thousands of pounds of pressure when a car drives through and pounds that water. We'd have been patching potholes this year if we hadn't have done something. So for around $20,000 worth of shimming, we took a pavement shim and shimmed over those areas. We fixed those potholes, and then we chipped it. So if we get from that time on 6, 7, 8 years without having to do any other actions, I mean, we'd have been patching
well spent.
potholes this fall, you know?
Yeah. We all know how long pothole patches last.
Right.
By the
So-
time they turn the corner.
Yeah.
So I'm here because of this year, December 31st, my solid waste hauling contract runs out. I know we've talked about hauling our own. I still would like to pursue that someday, but it's not going to happen this year. So for budgetary reasons, we needed to get on it. That's why we're doing it a month or two early here. And we put it out in a legal fashion, and we got one bid as usual. Am I supposed to open this, or they?
You can open it.
So it was from Sizemore Truck and Auto. They've been our contractor. They've been doing a good job as far as I'm concerned. And they went up anywhere from $3.50 a trip to $10 a trip. Wait time went up $5 an hour, so. No, they didn't go up that much. I'm sorry, I was reading the fuel surcharge. They didn't go up that much. They went up, let's see, solid waste 282. Yeah, they went up about $5 a trip is all total. So.
A trip?
Yeah, trips.
Bad,
Yeah, considering.
considering the price of things.
And you're satisfied with what they've
Yeah,
done?
they do a good job. They got a ton of trucks. One's broke down, another one comes. We've switched over the course of contracts through the years where we haul stuff. They always adjust the price. You know, we switched where I took our demo, and it was closer to where we're taking it now. They obviously lowered the price for it. So we went way, way, way over on our number of trips per year, and didn't. It was on certain things like metal, demo. This year
Demo's off the charts this year.
demo's off the charts. So.
Yeah, you think?
It's a 2-year contract this year. I think we've done everything from 3 to 5 to whatever. I went with 2, just shortens it up, makes everybody more. It's easy. Everybody has inflation, right? You put 3 years, and even Sizemore said he thought that was a good idea way of doing it. So. I shortened my uniform contract from 5 to 3 years. It just. Every contract seems to have inflation, so if you shorten them up, inflation's less.
How many A drivers do we have down there now?
At the moment, quite a few, probably half of us.
Oh, good.
I remember when I started, there was
One.
3 of us. No, not 3 of us, as I had to be. There was 2. I think my brother and Charlie McLean, I think, were the 2 A drivers. Sound about right. Yeah. And it was that way for a long time. Now everybody seems to go in for their A, so that's good.
I'm just thinking that, obviously we want to put the pieces in place to do our own someday.
I do. It's still an
it's getting
interest.
closer.
It just never.
Yeah.
I never want to shoot something else in the foot is my problem, you know.
Oh, no, and it's not, like I said, and Sizemore's done a hell of a job for us over the years. I've never heard any complaints at all.
No.
Nothing but praise. It's just the point now where it's, do we do our own? Are
A
we
lot
at
of
that?
trips a year, that's
We're
for
at that. We're at that point where it's could be more cost beneficial to have our own.
How many loads a year do they haul for us, do you think?
Well, they haul 104 plus trash, 104
Wood loads.
plus, and, close to 50 metal, probably 30 demo.
Wow.
This year
a
it's like
dozen
60 demo.
paper.
So they're hauling pretty much every day of the week over there.
Oh, yeah, every day
Sort of
something's
pays for
going
itself.
on there.
Yep.
Any other thoughts on it?
So I see no reason not to.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion then that we renew our contract with Sizemore Trucking for the hauling of our waste from the transfer station. Go by the different prices. The hauling the solid waste would be $282.50 per trip. Hauling construction waste would be $334 even per trip. Hauling recyclable scrap metal to Schnitz's would be $282.50 per trip. And hauling newspaper to OPR Systems in Wilmington, Mass. would be $524.55. And if there was any waiting time necessary to unload time beyond 1 hour, it would be billed at hourly rate of $90. The fuel surcharge has gone up to, is now $3.50 per trip.
Over a certain amount, right?
Over a certain, over a certain amount, so.
It's a term.
The term of this contract is from January 1st of 2021 to December 31st of 2023. 2-year contract.
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 There you go. So you're all set. Anything else?
I don't think so. Real quick, I guess, police chief had asked me my thoughts of a particular stop sign in town. And I was never in favor of it either, but the stop sign at the end of what I call Thorndike, going up the hill, intersection, again, of what I call Thorndike, because I don't really know if Thorndike stops at Flanders Memorial, Shady Hill, but I call it at that intersection
what the
anyway.
company- yeah,
And,
okay.
I know if I'm a truck driver and I'm loaded going that way, I don't stop for it. And it's been causing him headache, and he asked what we could do about it. And I kind of want to leave it in your guys' hands. The board made, I don't know if the board made any decision on it. Obviously, weren't you guys anyhow, but I don't even know if there's a public hearing held for it. I'm happy to take it down, but I'm not just.
I'm not
without
familiar with that
permission.
intersection.
I let the police
It's the
chief
one right
talk
down here
about
at
the
Shady
legal.
Hill.
Where Shady Hill, Thorndike,
It's
Hodgson all come in together.
it's kind of a
It's
cluster.
Memorial kind of all come together there.
It is.
Causes him headache.
Is there a safety issue if the stop sign goes away?
No.
So my opinion, just to explain it real quick, is it's a through road with an intersection off to the left, so you need to yield the traffic coming down the hill before you turn left, no different than you would if you're turning, if you're going north on 114, you want to come into here, you need to yield the traffic before you cross it.
Would a yield
That's
time
my
be more beneficial, you think, there?
Well, 6.5 dozen the other, I think, but you gotta have public hearing to put signs up, and that may be the problem with that sign to start with.
But that one
He's
was
the
never,
legal guy, if you want to ask.
that one never had a hearing on
Yeah,
it, is
never
what you're
had a
saying?
hearing.
Okay.
I know it didn't, because I questioned it when it first went up.
So that one, having a lot of citizen complaints about people running the stop sign there. However, the complaints are escalating to the point where citizens want to take action on their own behalf. So it would behoove us to make it a yield sign, which would have the same impact on traffic, and the complaints would be negated, where the person's making the complaint would possibly not want to take action on their own behalf anymore. So, in a brief overview. We have no accidents at that location I'm aware of. We go out there pretty steadily. We have written violations for the stop sign. as we've gone out there, but we've been keeping an eye on it for about 2 months now.
You said no accident history?
No. None to be concerned where it would be a public safety concern over changing it to a yield sign over a stop sign. From a stop
I
sign to
think
a
we
yield
have a
sign.
public hearing and go to change it to a yield sign then.
Why would you want to even have a yield sign? It's
Because somebody still has to be in control of the intersection.
Well, they stop on the Shady Hillside, it's a stop sign there.
Shady Hillside and stop sign.
Stop
Yeah, I
sign.
know, but not always
But if
on
you're
that side
coming
either.
this way-
But if you're coming the other way,
Coming
But-
all the way, well, from what?
but to
If
throw
you're
one more-
Klondike down, it's a straight shot.
One more
If
bolt
they're
in the work here
stopping, this just,
is New Road. New Road comes in there at a really terrible angle.
yeah.
what is that, one house out there?
And I don't know if that might have been the driver.
Well, I don't know, if you're gonna take a
Control
left on
device
the
there.
Shady Hill from that coming at that angle, you may wanna put a yield sign. Doesn't, I don't think that's gonna make, I think you'd be better off to put something there.
I mean, to me, this is,
Not that many people.
roll back a little bit, as long as everybody's obeying the posted speed limit, there's plenty of
Not that everybody-
vision up towards Thorndike
Thorndike.
to make that left.
Right.
Yeah, that was-
I just
I
think
think it's
that's-
gonna get even worse ignored than.
Well, I think
Like
it's
it
that
wouldn't
way
even
if
exist.
someone cuts in front of somebody, figure they can beat the guy coming down Thorndike, then at least there's some type of,
And we do get speeding complaints in that area too, which
Yeah.
we also run radar on.
so, I don't know, what's your recommendation, chief?
Making the stop sign a yield sign. Or we could table and binge and I could actually go out there, look and make sure that's all that's needed, if you're worried about other
Well,
stop signs.
why don't you
in
do
there.
that, then we'll set a public hearing for it.
Very good.
Just email us the results.
And while you're there, it was brought up earlier about Sugar Hill, if you could pay attention, Sugar Hill South, and see if that would negate, we'd
Yep.
probably do a study at some point to.
So
drop
we've
that
looked
to-
at the complaints. There is no complaint history other than one individual in that area.
For dropping the speed limit to 30.
For actually dropping the speed limits?
So I frequented the South Sugar Hill for a couple of years, and past Sugar Hill Speedway, it's a racetrack down there.
Well, that goes down into the flood control, so.
Away from 77, right?
Yes, yep, so keep going south,
Past the four intersection at Crossroad.
past the four-way.
And
Head down
Just that whole
on-
road.
Down
'cause
towards
it's
Dunbar Road, that area.
Down towards Judge
Heading
Sudas.
into East Ware,
Yeah.
but that whole section is just a raceway.
Or either that, get with the highway superintendent and at least post it, put signs up for 35.
Yeah, because I don't think there's any signs on
I
there
don't know if there's a sign one
At
down
all.
there for speed.
as far as what the speed limit actually is.
We were talking about entry points to the town. If it's not posted, making it 35 by default.
Well,
I know
it's-
other towns
It's
do
by
that.
statute, it's 35. If it's not posted, it's deemed to be 35 miles an hour, so.
Yeah, but not everybody
Not everybody
that
knows that.
remembers that law.
Well,
Doesn't hurt to remind them.
no,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. So, I mean, you if you post it, put some signs that say 30. I don't know if Benji's got them in his,
I think it's, you want 35 on it?
well, that's what it's rated at right now, unless we have a hearing to do otherwise,
To drop it, yeah.
so.
But I think 35 is.
I don't
Just
think
at least
that's-
post it for
I
what
don't-
At
it,
least,
what it
post it
intended.
and make it informative.
think it's
of what it
unreasonable.
is. Yeah, because some people may not know what it is and think it's just racetrack. So, I think that'd probably be the best course of action right now is to at least
Yeah.
post it
And maybe just have the guys just pay a little bit more attention on that road.
when they're doing.
We have about 5 areas we're on right now.
Okay.
So
Throw that in
we
there.
usually go where there's a majority of citizen complaints.
Don't give all your points away.
Yeah.
Well, actually, when the website's updated, I'm gonna post where they are. It's gonna be public and what we've done about them.
Good.
So,
Okay.
that'll be there, so anybody who wants to see what we're actually doing will be able to see it.
That's
Well,
great.
while we're on the subject, how's the speed trailer?
So we're waiting on we had it working, as you know, we put it on the road for about a week. It was working fine. We went to deploy it, we set it up, and one of the lights wasn't working. We brought it back, we had it assessed. It's a control panel, which we're waiting on R&R to find us another one. Murphy's Law.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's the status of the speed trailer.
Are you watching what's going on Hodgson? Because I think somebody's left like 3 tires now.
Oh, there's everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
It's
I
just-
haven't
they're
heard
just-
that one.
Hodgson, well, if they
They just-
keep spinning
the
the tires, they're
road
gonna chew them off
up
on
there.
that chip seal.
Oh, I got you. I thought you meant dumping tires.
No.
Yeah,
No.
peeling out. No, we see the
Or
fresh
installing
marks
them
there
on the
all
road.
over.
Oh, well, right at the end,
On the road.
Keep it up, it almost looks like a paving job. at
yeah,
least.
right, yeah, they'll put down another coat. It's like, was it the end of Center Street in 77?
Oh, yeah, that's new.
That was, yeah, within the past 24 hours.
Yeah.
Y'all keep
Yeah.
it everywhere.
They're yeah, it's the thing to do up here. We do catch them occasionally, and shame on them. We do ride them when we catch them.
What are you getting them on? Reckless?
Reckless. Yep.
I'm all set.
I'm all set. You got anything else, chief?
No, I didn't have anything from the get-go, but
Well, you
Yeah,
did,
you got dragged
well, you
into it.
did, you got dragged into it, so you're good for a couple weeks.
all right.
No, he's back next week.
Yeah,
Thank you,
I
Chief.
know.
Thanks, Benji.
Thank you, Ben.
Back before Benji leaves,
Oh,
we talked about maybe putting a ditch line in around the barn on East Street.
Yeah, him and I talked about it.
Oh, you did?
We already talked about it, so.
Yeah, so just show me, because way back when we did East Road, we put a paved swale from the cemetery all the way beyond the barn off. So there's no road drainage coming down to that barn. I'll dig a ditch all the way around if that's what you guys want. But you tell me what, because
Coming off the roof
it's coming off the roof is
and
where
then
it's
running
coming.
down.
And across that field when it's frozen. 'Cause when we went down last year, it was just, it'd been
I can dig one around it, but it's gonna make it a bear to mow, so. It don't bother me, I'm at, the excavator's at the East Road pit at the moment, so. I just,
Right out there.
I'll get right out there.
Yeah, there you go.
Get the 450 up there too, I'll put a big one out
Do
there.
that one. I mean, I don't think it would take much of a swale, probably, you know, only like that.
Put it right off the building, is that where you want it?
Probably about 3 to 4
3 to
feet
4
off.
feet.
That's where I guess the water's coming from, is off the roof. 'cause
Yeah.
it is.
no road.
It is. When we were there last year, it definitely is.
But,
There's a
you know,
cement pad there that comes
Yeah.
out about 3 feet or so, but, so a little bit beyond, just beyond that maybe.
Okay. Just on the
This side.
west side, I guess?
side is
is
the
that-
other
Yeah.
side.
And all you gotta do is go down, and then it drops off anyways,
Okay,
let
And
it
there's,
go.
Just on the 114 side of the building.
okay.
well, there's also a big stump there where you cut, somebody cut a tree down. Maybe you can pull that stump and
I'll try.
toward the front.
It's an ash tree, we'll see what I uproot with it. but
Yeah, so that-
The barn.
Half the road.
Half the road.
yeah, I don't know.
I'll see, I'll tug on it and see how stubborn it is. If not, we can cut it down, have boulders grind it.
Probably very stubborn.
That's it.
Thank you.
Have a good night, Benji.
See you later.
Thank you. No other department items, okay. The next one would be, and I see he's waiting with bated breath, is Mr. Rogers for a removal of a stone wall.
Yeah, I'm here for the second part of an approval of moving a stone wall, part of a stone wall. And I've got sketches here that I'll pass out to all of you in one picture that you can circulate. John? Sherry?
Thank you.
Naomi, you want
Actually, mine went that way because Kelly gave me her copy.
one? You got it?
I got one. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Jack?
Okay, thanks, Don. Whoops, there goes the sign.
John, I don't know you, but
That's all right. I'll still take the paper. Thank you.
Okay, if you look at the left-hand side of that sketch, there's an existing gapway there.
Right.
And that's been there as long as I can remember. But to the right of that is where we want to remove part of the stone wall for the purpose of a driveway. And our intention is to take those rocks and just put them into the existing gapway rather than getting rid of them. So that's basically what we want to do.
Basically, gonna take them and move them into that 12-foot. Am
Yeah.
I understanding that right?
Yeah. Because that, you know, there's no, don't have any use for that, so might as well just put them over there.
There's an existing 12-foot, and why are you asking for double it?
State.
Well, I don't want to use that existing
I
gapway.
understand that, but you,
And I've got a permit for a 20-foot driveway, which is what the state does anyway, and then they said it fans out at the
answer my
end.
question.
So I just put it up as, you know, up to that figure. Yeah.
I got it.
You already got the permit from the state to put the,
Yeah, I think Kelly has a copy.
okay.
Right there.
You got, oh, okay, you got it.
And he's been to the planning board.
Yep, I knew he went to the
And
planning
he's
board, so.
Here for his final stop.
I don't have any problem with it.
I don't have an issue with it.
So sure, he's gonna fill in another 12 feet.
Yeah, he's gonna take the rocks and
Over
use
there.
them, he's not removing
Yeah.
them, so. Sherry?
No, no problem. I think it's good that he's closed up
problem.
another 12 feet.
Johnny?
My answer.
I know what John's answer
I figured I'd ask, I already know what your answer is, so. Okay,
Move to allow Don Rogers to remove up to 25 feet of stone wall to be moved to the existing 12-foot opening. I don't have your lot number, though.
should be,
Map and lot, I don't have that.
should be on that.
Are you lot number 7?
7's the existing house.
Okay, but we're moving, but where is the, is it this, it's this one, right?
Dawn, which side of your house are you gonna move it from?
What's that?
What side of the house?
This is the driveway going on.
That's
So
why-
You're looking at it from 149,
Oh, what side?
yeah,
Probably on the right, so in other words, the driveway would be on the left.
Got
That's
it.
kind of the plan right now.
okay.
Map 411, lot 6-000.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
No.
You are,
Okay.
you are
Thank you.
consistent, Mr. Osborne.
You're good to go.
See you later.
Thank you, Don.
Bring that back, John?
See you tomorrow?
I don't think he's working, are you?
Oh, you're not working?
No.
tomorrow? Oh,
Because of the virus, we're not working over there.
yep,
I miss it. We miss it,
Yeah.
but
okay, well, I won't,
be careful.
Don't
I won't
blame
see you tomorrow then.
You won't see me tomorrow. I already voted.
Okay. Well, good night, Don.
Thank Don.
Thank you.
Beth is out there, I believe.
Well, we're not gonna have the
Does Beth need something?
R&R, so we trust
No,
that, so.
Beth's doing the 21 default.
21 default in revenue, so Beth's here.
She's out there somewhere.
Beth?
Maybe? Going once, going twice?
Beth?
Maybe?
She's talking to Benji.
Yes.
She was talking to
Holy-
Benji.
Yeah, or,
Mr. Moore.
Or Chris, right?
or Chris or Frank, so,
Probably the two.
all of the above.
The ladies' room.
Wait.
Okay.
You wanna do the manifest?
Yeah, we'll skip it then. If she's not here, we'll do the manifest.
Oh, she's here. She's been standing.
Well,
up here.
we'll wait till she gets there. We'll do the manifest. To order the treasurer to sign payroll and accounts payable checks dated November 5th, 2020, to include in the following manifest. Payroll manifest for $63,946.39. That's weekly and fire monthly payroll. Accounts payable manifest for $60,756.06, for a total of $124,702.45. The following manifests were previously ordered to sign October 19th at the Board of Selectmen's meeting. Payroll manifest for $68,802.05. That's for payroll checks dated 10/29 of '20. An accounts payable manifest for $47,823.30 for checks dated 10/29 of '20. Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Yes.
There you go. Now, will the Honorable Finance Minister please step up?
Minister of Finance, huh?
Minister of Finance, yes.
That's a hell of a title bump.
Well, let's start first. So tonight, we're gonna review revenues and the default budget. Start with revenues first. Start with bad news first.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, revenues.
The
Appreciate it.
reason she's got that title is because she's one smart cookie.
Thank you, thank you.
She had a costume with that. That's what
Looks
her
familiar.
costume was
I
for
don't
Halloween.
like
One smart cookie.
She's even gonna fix our sign, too.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, right, that's my
My
line.
line.
So we're looking at estimating our revenues for next year, which I don't know how your crystal ball is.
A little foggy right now.
Yeah.
So the first column is what we received in 2018. The second column, what we received in 2019. Third column is what we have received through October 31st. Fourth column is what we revised our 2020 revenues on. And then the 2021 estimated revenues is our crystal ball. So I'll go right down. This year, obviously, we were low on revenues across the board, obviously. So what I did was for the current use, I estimated our 18 and 19 and 20. Timber, same thing, it's just an average. Yes, we were very low in 2020, but being optimistic, which I am, we're gonna bring it back. Excavation, that's usually an average, 3,600 is what we usually get annually. And then our interest on penalties on property tax, again, I'm optimistic. This year we're at 96, we still have 2 months to go. We might get up to 110. Does anyone see anything that they'd like to change in that? Do you feel like next year is gonna be the same as this year, or are we gonna be optimistic that next year is gonna be?
Can you ask me in 2 days?
Okay. Oh, okay, do you wanna just postpone revenues until next week?
Usually a lot of that hinges on the election, so, I mean,
That's what we're talking about,
yeah,
Yeah,
we
that's
could
kind of
just-
what I'm thinking. I want to see what happens over the next couple of days before I.
and we'll see what
I can
happens.
come back with revenues in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
That's just my thought. I don't know about
When's our next meeting? Is it next
Next
Monday?
week,
Monday.
we're now every week.
We're back
Perfect.
weekly.
That's,
Okay.
I
So-
can keep track of that now.
You want to hold off on this?
I think we should hold off a
Yeah.
week.
Well, why don't you take these home,
Study them,
study them,
think about
You
it.
have
so then
homework?
when I come back and
So you're
I
giving
gave
us
homework
homework?
can
high
be
school.
like very optimistic, Van might be not optimistic.
Very pessimistic, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey.
And
Hey,
I'll
I'm just
say-
saying.
I have a question though. Line 22.
Line 22, the shared revenue.
19 we had 116. To date 106. Next year 0. What is that line and where does that come from?
Well, it came from the state of New Hampshire, and it was just a 2-year shared revenue.
That's right.
So,
Okay.
and it was based on the number of students in our schools and the number of students that were receiving free lunches. So
Okay.
each town got a proportion of this from the Department of
So
Education.
it's pretty much a one-time 2-year thing.
2-year thing, yeah. And we
Okay.
were actually expecting 116 this year, but our
Yep.
numbers came in at 106.
Okay.
Wish it was every year, but it's not.
And this, yeah.
Pretty painful.
And
looking
then
at it.
also line 27, all the grants that we applied for this year and received, obviously, we don't know what's gonna happen next year. If this continues, there might be more grants next year, but
That doesn't count the revenues that we get from anything from the CARES Act, anything we get the stuff.
everything is coming in.
That's what's in there, that.
Everything is coming
okay.
in there. Yep.
Except for the free lunches.
275,000, that's all in there.
Oh, yeah.
And there's still
everything's in
some that's coming.
I'm
too.
still applying for FEMA. I
Yeah,
mean, that's coming in. Gopher's all done, CARES Act, again, they might have another, because this might continue on. I have one more for the elections. Obviously, that one's coming in. Gopher's the only one
And what
that's
about-
actually closed right now.
okay. I know that the schools have the free lunch program for kids to pick up at any time. Does that come under this
No, this is
CARES
just
Act? That's just something, that's entirely different.
Municipal.
Okay.
what they get for the
So
schools.
where's the money coming if we're gonna continue to feed kids after this year?
That'll be the schools budget.
That'll be the school's budget?
I don't see
Okay.
anything like that.
Well, because you said the 2-year shared revenue was part of it, was for.
Yeah, that was just based on the community
That
gets
was,
that.
that was their formula.
So in
Had
other words,
nothing
that's
to do-
similar to what the
They kinda use-
Claremont decision, kind of like in that vein.
They kind of use that to see where the residents of the town stand financially, how
Yeah,
many free
okay.
lunches based, you know.
Okay, that's what I thought.
So we'll revisit revenues.
That bottom number's scary.
Which one?
The operating budget number at the end.
Oh,
Which column are you talking about?
At the end.
The last one, yeah.
Yeah, the last number, negative
Not
350.
necessarily, but-
Okay.
yeah.
Well, when you take into account,
Okay.
you take into account 22 and 27, that makes up all that.
Right,
Yep.
exactly. Well, I know, it does. It absolutely does.
So, okay.
It's still a hit in the pocket, though. What's
Yeah,
going on?
I actually have the numbers that we actually went to the voters with. Because I revised these. when did I revise them? August?
Okay.
September. So we went to the voters with 3,367,000.
So we were
Yeah.
close.
Yeah.
Not bad.
3,367,000. Obviously, the biggest hit this year was transfer station.
Yeah,
Yeah, all that revenue's just
yeah.
gone.
Yeah.
Which it was kind of dwindling anyway, some of it. We couldn't give the cardboard away and
Plastics.
plastics.
Still, yeah, the plastics are still hanging fire, but
Yeah,
Right.
next year I'm estimating 0 for plastics.
Right.
We don't have the manpower,
Just
we
gonna
don't
give it
have,
away.
yeah, it's just,
yeah, it's gonna keep going into the crusher.
Yeah.
Into the,
and our expenses for a transfer station were high because all those plastics and cardboards.
We're going into waste.
Yeah.
And the demo is
And
running
then
all the
everyone was
time.
home and home projects, the
well, at
municipal
least,
trash was
yeah,
just.
at least some of the building demo probably offset some of it.
Yeah, we did get some, scrap metal was good,
And scrap metal.
yeah, scrap metal was
The
good.
metal's not that high, though.
No.
But I
But
think-
at least we get some of it like the building demo, so. 'cause
I
we
think
get-
everyone spring cleaned, because the
And
amount
then
of trash
some.
that was coming out of that
What
place
what else
was
are you
just.
do when they,
Yeah,
I think it's more like COVID clean,
yeah, it was like an extra load a week
yeah,
falling.
or at least,
Okay, so now we're gonna go into the default for Karen.
the good news. Thank you.
Yeah, we like good news. Ooh, it's like a book.
Okay, so you know the default budget is last year's approved budget with plus and minuses based on the voters and contracts and obligated expenses. So, town officer salaries, there is no change from the approved to the default. Town officers, there is no change from the approved to the default. Elections, there is no change from the approved to the default. So we move on to the tax collector. There's gonna be a $13,194 decrease in that budget. Mostly because we have a new hire. Their insurance was different than the previous tax collector. And then you'll have to also remember throughout this default budget, last year we had 53 weeks of payroll. This year we only have 52. So you're gonna see that in everyone's budgets. We got hit really hard this year. The New Hampshire retirement system is increasing their contribution. So it's about a $49,000 increase for us, just in '21. In '22, you're gonna see the next 6 months. So we're gonna have to prepare for that. Assessing, the assessing department increased by $1,462, mostly due to the health insurance increase, which was 4%, gross maximum increase, and then the New Hampshire retirement system, which for town employees, it was 2.89% increase. Legal expenses, there's no change between the default and the approved budget. Finance administrator, the budget was increased by $1,685. That was due to the health insurance increase and the New Hampshire retirement system increase. Town clerk's budget was increased by $4,325, bless you. That was mostly due to a change in insurance plans. And again, New Hampshire retirement system increase. Selectmen's office, that had a small increase of $639. That was due mostly to the employee coming off probation, so they are receiving 4 bonus days, plus the warrant article number 6, which was the town employee raises, and then the increase due to New Hampshire retirement system contributions. Cable committee, there was no changes between the default and the approved. Trustees of the trust fund, there is no difference between the default and the approved. Land use, there is an increase of $8,823, and that's due to a change in a health plan and New Hampshire retirement system increase.
Can
And
you explain what kind of a change?
Um,
Facilitate,
Not to get specific, but someone could change from a single to a double to a family plan.
okay.
Someone could go from a family plan to a 2-person plan. Someone could just take the insurance for a first time. That's be specific, because that's.
Yeah, no, that's
Okay.
fine. Yep.
For government buildings, there's gonna be no change between the default budget and the approved budget. Cemeteries, there is no change between the default budget and the approved budget. And insurance, there's no change. And advertising and regional association dues and advertising, there's no change. And then we get to police department. The police department, there's a $58,184 increase, and that's due mostly to warrant article number 5, which was the approval of the collective bargaining agreement. They did have a change in plan for their health insurance, and then a huge hit for the New Hampshire retirement system for the police. Their contributions went up 5.45%. So now we're gonna be paying an additional 5.45% on all their wages. They did have a contract that expired, or that will be expiring December 31st. So overall, the department had an increase of $58,184. Any questions so far? No. I'm going too fast, let me know. Emergency.
I do have
Yeah,
one question.
go ahead.
Okay, we went thinking about it a little bit for the tax collector.
Okay,
You know, the approved,
page 1.
Page one?
yeah, I know, the approved was the $80,835, and now the default is gonna be $67,641.
Correct.
Do we wanna leave that at the 80,000?
Why? You can't.
We can't.
We can if we go to default, if it goes into default again?
Well, you've got
From
a
last
different
year?
situation.
Yeah.
You have a different health plan.
Yeah, oh, that's right, the
Different
health plan, that's right, different employee, the health plan.
Different
That's what
employee,
okay, I just zoned out for a minute.
Save
Okay, I'm
that
sorry.
mindset for proposed.
Yeah. Emergency management.
So, emergency management went down because there's 52 weeks versus 53 in 2020. The fire department was increased by $90,626. Majority of that was warrant article number 8 for 2 full-time employees. Obviously, the New Hampshire retirement system attached to that because they're going up 2.9%. Also, there was almost a $16,000 increase for insurance. And then towards the end, lines 32, 327, 328, and 334, those were one-time expenditures because of the full-time hires, warrant article number 8. No questions? Code enforcement, their budget was reduced by $679, again, because 52 weeks versus 53. Forest fires, there is no change between the default and the approved. Highway budget, they have an increase of $22,452. They had a warrant article for a new hire, a new full-time employee. That was warrant article number 7. Warrant article number 6 for the
Raises.
raises. What else? Mad. Oh, New Hampshire retirement system, large increase there. 10,500. That's because of wage increases and the contribution increase. Guess that's it. Thought it was gonna be larger. Street lighting. There is no change between the default and the approved budget. Transfer station, there is a decrease of $2,602. That's mostly because of the 52 weeks versus the 53. Plus, there was a change in the health insurance plan. Sewer, there's a small increase of $3, mostly due to New Hampshire retirement system contribution increase. No change in the water district and treatment. Animal control should be a decrease of $309 because there was 53 weeks versus 52. Health, there was a reduction of $32, again, mostly due to the 52 weeks versus the 53. Welfare, increase of $340. That's because the employee came off probation and the employee raises, plus the New Hampshire retirement system increase. Parks and Recs, $580 increase. That's just based on warrant article 6. The library had an increase of $25,053. They had a warrant article to turn a part-time employee into a full-time employee, which they did, and they also had a warrant article to add additional part-time hours. There's a change in the health insurance because of the new director, and then, of course, the New Hampshire retirement system increases. No change for patriotic purposes, no change in conservation budget, no change in economic, no change in the ambulance billing fee, and then lastly, the debt service. The principal went up $500 per contract, and the interest goes down $21,424. The garage bond, no difference in the principal, and the interest goes down $2,516. So overall,
How much longer do we have on the garage?
the garage,
Well, must be
2026 is our last
Yeah,
payment.
2026.
I wasn't sure how long it was for.
I try to do that in the parentheses so we
Oh, yeah,
all
I see that.
remember.
I see that there, yep.
If not, I'm bound to forget. So overall, our default budget went up 2.54%. I have a summary here of just where you can actually see the increases. Instead of looking through and doing the percentages yourself.
Beth, before you go on, do you know kind of, just an estimate, how much money they take in at Horace Lake?
Yeah, I have those, actually on your revenue sheet, I'm sorry, on your revenue sheet that I passed out first.
Yeah, line 67 and 68.
Yep.
It's quick.
I was looking at that one already.
Oh, okay. It'll show you what we brought in for the year. A little lower, but not as much as, for 50% capacity, they were allowed to. So on the summary, I like to look at it by department, just to see where the increases are, where the decreases are. And then at the bottom, I like to get into the mindset of where the voters were when they entered the booth last March. So when they entered the booth last March and voted on our budget, they said $6,632,000 for your operating budget. And then they approved warrant Article 5, knowing that in 2021, it was going to increase their budget by $56,847. Then they voted yes on warrant Article 6, which they knew in 21 it was going to cost them $69,768. Warrant Article 7, they knew it was going to cost them an additional $63,749 for 2021. And warrant Article 8, they knew in 2021 it was going to cost an additional $178,314. And lastly, when they voted on warrant Article 9, they knew in 2021 it was going to increase by $18,198. So kind of in the mindset, they knew that 21's budget was going to be $7,019,178. We came in at $7,022,022. So close. But that was New Hampshire retirement system, health insurance, ups and downs with contracts, but we came really close to what they forecasted.
So I think we did well.
I don't think you can do much better than that.
No.
No, especially with $49,000
Even-
just for New Hampshire retirement system.
If you fine-tuned your crystal ball, so,
Yeah, I mean, really, within 3,000, you can't.
yeah, I
No.
mean, that's a drop in the bucket.
Yeah, I mean, that's,
When New Hampshire retirement system hit us with that increase, I was like,
Well, that and the health insurance are the two biggest
Yeah.
ones that you're gonna get standby
4%.
for.
yeah.
Yep.
Big.
Cool.
so that is where we stand for 2021's default budget.
Awesome.
Any questions?
I don't have one.
No,
Well, I'll be back next week if you do.
we'll see you next week.
Before, are you two gentlemen here from the Finance Committee or as public? Should we recognize them, see if they have
Finance
any
Committee.
questions?
We can
Well, they can
recognize them if
discuss
they have
it
questions.
at their committees. They'll get it presented to them. I don't want to overstep there.
I thought we always afforded them the option to ask
Well, they're
questions.
not doing the budget yet, so.
Okay.
Quick question on revenue though?
What?
Clarify?
Highway.
Highway.
Because of COVID and the lack of tolls, and so forth, did that go down, or are you getting the amount of tolls for
The highway block.
The highway
Oh,
block
okay.
grant.
All right, so Tom Clow asked if the highway block grant, for Karen. Tom Clow asked if the highway block grant revenues were gonna go down because of COVID. For 2020, no. For For 2021, the first 2 quarters are a no, but the second 2 quarters might be. Because they are a fiscal year, so we already guaranteed the first 2 quarters, but the last 2 quarters were
I
unsure.
can tell you right now that they're discussing that.
And we're gonna push
The
for
New
an
Hampshire DOT
increase.
is discussing that, so that's,
Seems like big possibility.
Yeah,
but their fiscal year doesn't end till
June 30th.
June 30th, so, I mean, they've already got their budget for that, so.
Yeah, that's why we're guaranteed the first
So
2,
you're
but the
guaranteed.
second 2. Yeah. Off that.
We'll know when we go to the deliberative session whether or not we'll be looking at anything. They'll probably have
Really?
some answers for that, so.
Any other questions?
Thank you. See you next week,
With revenues?
maybe.
That's right.
Revenues and
Hopefully-
smiles?
Sure, just for you.
Okay.
Okay.
And you have the police chief next week too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, well, there goes a smile.
Next item is the minutes
Oh, yeah.
for 10/19 to 20.
Yeah, razz 'em. Razz 'em a little bit.
Now I gotta find them. I might stay awake that long.
Thank you, Beth.
Thank you.
See you bright and early.
You got it.
You got it.
Long johns and mittens.
I will.
I'm not staying there.
Got a
You
heater.
sitting outside again?
Get you some old
She is. She's got a tent with a heater, though. Okay, page 1. Page 2. Page 3.
I'm trying to pull it up. At some point, page 3, 4, or 5, they spelled Sergeant Frisbee's name wrong. I don't know exactly where it's at. I'm just still trying to pull it up on my phone. Page 3, about halfway down the page, Police Sergeant Frisbee. Asked if this is a supplemental communication system. His last name's not spelled properly, I don't believe.
About
It's
halfway.
spelled differently further in, that's why I'm questioning it.
Okay, I'm looking, trying to see
Well,
where
we
it
can pull
is.
his paycheck and see what it says. I thought it was spelled that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's F-R-I-S-B-I-E. In the minutes, it's F-R-I-S-B-E-E.
B-E-E.
Yep, so that just needs to be corrected.
So it's IE?
I-E.
Okay.
Okay, so then that's on page 3. So page 4. Page 5. Page 6.
It's getting hot in here.
Page 7. Page 8.
Third or second paragraph from the end. Starting Selectman Van and Selectman Burdick would like the Town Administrator Bolton to include them in the Finance Committee Virgin broadcast. I'm not sure if Virgin is supposed to be the
No, it
right
should
word.
be-
Maybe virtual, or, I don't
Well,
think,
that was the maiden voyage there.
yeah, I don't think Virgin's the right term there.
Virgin Media broadcast.
Yeah,
First.
first broadcast, yeah.
First broadcast.
Okay,
Just a thought.
and page 9.
Make a motion, we accept the minutes of October 19, 2020 as amended.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay,
Abstain. I wasn't here.
that's right, you weren't.
I was somewhere in between Sanford, Maine and Bosquen,
Yeah, you were,
riding around.
yep. You're on the loaf.
I was in the passenger seat
That's
on the
what
loaf. That's right.
Okay, correspondence or other business? Oh, I'm sorry, the administrator's report. I almost bypassed it, yep.
The lease I have the lease in my hand from Sugar and Spice.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
It's about due again.
Lease, yep, we leased it, it's due to expire the 13th of 2020. And I did another
21?
3 years. No, we do it for 3 years.
RB said expires 2020 already?
Yeah,
13th of
November
what?
13th
Oh, you
of
said the
2020.
13th
Oh.
of 2020. so I
I'm
didn't
like,
know.
yeah.
November 13th of 2020
Okay.
expires 2023 is what I did it as. I can't, they've signed their part. Can't imagine any reason why you wouldn't.
We just
continue.
renewed it. Same numbers,
familiar
same.
enough.
Same,
That's the-
so the
Oh, right there,
daycare, the
okay.
daycare leases from the town.
Yep,
Little building out there, they
Yep.
pay us $150, and they take care of the maintenance and everything else. At this point in time, I don't think we're gonna go entertain something else
Do-
over there.
Do they have to, just because we do this with contractors, do they provide some kind of insurance
Oh, yeah.
binder to us?
oh, and they're regulated by the state that they have to
Well, no, I
have
know that, but I just didn't know if
yeah,
they,
and a
if
license,
they
so,
provide a copy to
So,
us.
Yeah.
there's enough signatures for all of you, I just wanted to,
oh, yeah, they have to,
Move to renew the lease agreement with Sugar and Spice Preschool for the town of Ware for the term of 3 years to expire November 13th, 2023.
second. All those in favor?
Aye.
while you're in that, assessing.
Something else?
Assessing, 2021 is the reevaluation year.
Oh.
Um,
I don't
So
wanna hear
basically,
that.
we took the fee and divided it by 5. So don't pay attention to what the amount is, but this is the contract for the reevaluation. We've put the money over the 5 years because it was included in the total.
Did the money change?
Money didn't change, but you have to sign that's for reevaluation.
Right, so money didn't change. I know that we would cut up over 5 years.
We divided it over 5, but now this is coming into the 2021 year to do the actual reevaluation. So,
There's 3 of us. Is that correct? To sign?
well, I think they only have 3.
Yeah, they only have 3 lines.
Yeah,
Move
sign.
to sign the, no,
Renew the contract?
it's not
Well,
renewed
no, and you're not
contract.
renewing it, you're just signing.
Yeah,
Okay.
You're signing for the
Reevaluation.
reevaluation.
reevaluation. Move to approve the reevaluation. There we go.
Second. All those in favor? Aye.
We
Just
gotta
want to
sign-
make sure there wasn't,
There's only lots for 3.
Right, but
so-
we got signed twice, is that correct? I believe. There's 3 there, 3 there.
Yeah. Same 3 would be preferable.
you're happy, you're off the hook.
Also, Conservation met on Wednesday, and Glenn Dubois always traps down at the Wood Forest, which is out of Bolton Field. The finance, and typically the Conservation signs the permit, as well as the Selectmen do. Just gonna tell you that they did virtual, there was only one member here, so they authorized Bill to sign the permit, because he was the only one here. But there's room for 3 of you to sign, but usually the chairman only signs the fish and game part, and then 3 for the trapping permit for Glenn.
Yeah, move to approve the trapping permit for Glenn Dubois. Selectmen will sign the agreement and authorize the chairman to sign the fish and game permit.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
So on that first sheet, you just sign somewhere under
Yeah.
there.
Somewhere next to Bill.
I know.
That's a fish and game.
I'll
All
sign
right,
none of
I
these.
will ask that at the evening, we have to go into non-public, 2 for personnel and 1 to discuss taxes that you're either gonna deed or you're not gonna deed, you're gonna sign waivers, so that would be at the end. So, R&R, as you know, I sent you guys an email. He'll try to reschedule at another time. We did have the furnaces cleaned. And this week, AJ LeBlanc is gonna do the last of them, so we should be good. Now we're returning this week. We're gonna return to weekly meetings starting every Monday from here on out. I'm sorry, I haven't got the forestry contract yet, but I will just share. I did the Zoom meeting with them, and I think it went very well, and I think I'm the administrator to Zoom, so I was able to like answer a lot of questions for them. I think it would make a good, it's gonna make a good,
Avenue.
I think it'll probably, lessen the gap. We have a little bit of a gap between us, just, I think it's either communication or whatever, but I think by me being there once a month and can really squelch things or answer things would help them out as well. So I think it went well. The forestry I would like to get by us, I just gotta finish that, but I gotta get by tomorrow anyway. Parks and Rec, I know we tabled the fees till 10/1. Beth has run the numbers now that the park is closed. They closed Columbus Day weekend. And I did talk to Janine, and you guys are gonna meet
We already met regarding,
the numbers, though?
uh,
You haven't seen the numbers
we
yet?
haven't seen the numbers yet.
Right, because, so the idea was, Parks and Rec would review the numbers and the budget, and then Parks and Rec is coming for the budget November 30th. At that time, we could talk about the fees and all of it together while they're here, so that's the plan. The annual budget, I'm gonna leave alone. I will just explain to you on the next one, deliberative session. I told you I'd scheduled it for the 31st, only to find that I've already gonna be gone that weekend, so you're welcome to have deliberative session, but I would ask that you.
No, we'll
move
wait
it
till you're back.
till February 6th,
Yeah,
okay?
so you can suffer with the rest of us.
And then, I won't be here Thursday, because I was here Friday to do, the setting up the voting booths and stuff. And then Tuesday, I'm gonna be here instead of Fridays. I'll be here Fridays and not Tuesdays. It's just a personal thing.
Yep.
But I will tell you, the 10 hours is going really well. We're open 7 to 5 Monday through Friday here, and we've gotten people coming in earlier, which is nice, because all of us are here. Not all of us, we're skeleton on Mondays and Fridays, but for the most part, people are really appreciating coming in before. And actually, the employees are really thinking they get a lot more done for some reason. You can dive into something for 10 hours versus
Yep.
8. So it's been working very well. We unlock the door at 7 and 5, Monday through Friday. So it's been working very well. As far as the projects, I haven't really gotten much into the projects. I don't know, the signs were ordered, or the email got sent to be ordered, but I asked him how he was making out on the signs, because he made some today for the elections, and he said, what order? So I had to resend that. That is for number 5 and for number 8, but as soon as they come in, Benji said he'd put them up. I do have one question. The freeze alarm, I think we're putting it off until the end of this year, or are we waiting?
I think we're gonna wait until,
See where we are.
yeah.
See, we at the
See
end
where
of
we're
the
at,
year,
yeah.
Yeah.
See
Yeah,
where we
the
are.
only thing I would like to do, that kind of wraps up where I am as far as projects, because we're really waiting, but I was hoping to have the tax rate, because if we don't set the tax rate and get things flowing, we're gonna have a cash flow problem. So we may have to, I was hoping to get that today. If not, I don't see it happening this week, but if it's not ready Monday, could we also, like, within 24 hours, meet to set the tax rate?
Sure.
Is that okay, we work?
It's fine.
Just because I think we can't continue to wait on a Monday.
Right.
She had told us Friday that it might be today. They're still waiting for something on the school. I'm gonna check into, I can't tomorrow, but I'll check in on Wednesday as to what's the holdup, because there's one thing they're missing from one of the schools.
I'm not available on the 11th,
Well, the 11th would be closed, but,
Yeah.
Veterans Day. That's the only day,
Veterans Day.
yeah, that's the
Okay.
only day I wouldn't be available.
yeah, I'm just trying to, we'd have to post 24 hours, so I'm just
Yeah.
trying to, take that out of the whole realm. But we do have people that are interested, and Beth and I can reach out to them as well and tell us, we'll post it, but also let them know verbally on the phone that we could do that.
Yep.
Because we really, things are okay. I mean, we're not in any, but if we continue, school-wise and stuff, it's gonna really drain the things.
Speaking of school, is the school still shut down? They were gonna be closed through till the 9th or 10th?
No, they were open today.
They're
Yeah, they're open today.
Well, they're
yeah,
closed tomorrow, though.
They're
Yeah,
closed.
tomorrow's a holiday, well, they closed.
Today
on
was a
national
half a day for them.
Yeah, half a day, they're out till noontime.
Yeah.
But, yeah, they were open today.
Oh, they
I was
were?
over there this
So-
morning and they were there.
So they must have gone in and cleaned and, because they had a,
Oh, yeah.
they had a child over
They
there.
had a couple of COVID
Yeah.
positive tests.
Yeah.
Yeah, the high school did too.
Oh, they did too?
Yeah. So that's all I have, other than, I do have to ask one question. I know, John, you're not gonna be able to get there tomorrow till after 2.
Correct. Right around 2 o'clock, I'll be there.
John, you already got somebody in your place. Sherry,
Who have
not-
you got taking your place?
Tom.
He's gonna be the deputy moderator.
I think there's enough help.
There should be enough
There
help,
should be
yeah.
enough help. And are you gonna be able to come?
6:30, and I'm bringing him to Goffstown.
6:30.
6 to 6:30.
Okay, gotcha. No, I was asked to ask that question, so.
Yeah, I talked to Maureen.
Okay,
She was here for
all right,
that.
as long as
Yeah,
everybody
and I'm bringing the
knows that.
results down to Goffstown, so.
Okay.
And I did tell Maureen if she needed some help doing stuff, that,
Well, you were here on Friday
I
for
worked
all the
Friday.
Yeah,
absentees,
that was a
yeah.
long day. How
was a
many?
very long day.
13,
We did
13,
absentees
almost
for-
1,400 absentee
Right.
votes?
Wow.
Yeah.
And you had no lunch? Worked right till what, 3
You had a couple
o'clock?
donuts, I saw.
M&M's?
I'm not a
M&M's.
donate to.
So other than that, I do have a couple, like I said, personnel and then, some taxes.
Okay.
Going through the manifest over the weekend, I had a couple of questions. I had one question regarding the cell phone bill. We seem to have former officers titled. Is there any way we can get that corrected to what officer has what phone, just for accountability purposes? Because right now, I remember seeing 2 former officers and their phones are being used. I called the chief on that. He says that somebody just needs to go in and rename them to the proper person.
Okay, that would probably be me.
Okay.
There was one account, I forget who it was.
Well, one of them.
Mine,
no,
mine
this-
has Chip's name on it still.
Right, but there was one that still had Carl Knapp as the
No, we'll get that
contact
one
at
fixed
DPW.
finally.
Okay,
No,
Yeah.
Matt Beltate was in there.
Yeah.
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 I've seen that one.
yeah.
I'd just like to see him, I mean, if we're gonna be going through the cell phone bills in the very near future
Yeah.
regarding other possible
Make sure they're
vendors,
accurate to who's using them.
let's make sure, yeah.
Yeah, so I think I'm
They
the one
reassigned
for
them, but they never
police.
changed the name,
No,
no.
no, I have to go on and change.
No, but I mean, that's when they reassigned them, we didn't.
Yeah, I just have to know from him who has that phone, but
Yeah, if we
yes.
could try
Yeah,
to get
because I
that
know
taken
Chip
care
has
of.
still got ours. It still says Chip, I've tried.
Yeah, and who's the one that was assigned to that office is
Kyle's carrying it now.
Kyle's carrying it, so yeah.
Okay, so Verizon
It'll
bill.
just make it easier
Put
come
a
time to
building
start comparing
department.
Sure.
number for number.
Yeah, and that should be in this week too, though. As soon as I get it, I'll let you know.
Okay, thank you.
Because I gave them the okay Friday afternoon. They sent me the correspondence, and then I ship it back approving it,
Okay.
and then they should get here.
Who knows when. Okay. And any other correspondence or business?
I got just one comment. I had a couple of people comment on how well the drive-through Halloween went over at the firehouse. So I want to send out appreciation to the ones that did it. People were thought it was very thoughtful.
I feel.
I didn't see many kids around either, though, this year, out walking. I didn't,
And the little
Spotty.
developments, in the developments.
They went into developments.
Yeah, go to Holly Hill. I
Holly
mean,
Hill
there was
you
some at
couldn't
the,
Packed.
Oh, yeah.
there was
Fox
some at the
Hollow
lower end
was-
of Quaker Street. You go up to Townsend's,
trail park.
that place was packed,
Both
The
sides
na- the
road,
little neighborhoods.
quarter of a mile.
yeah.
I think, that's where they go.
Well, they got everybody
Yeah,
break.
it's for
one way after
the
another.
target-rich environment for the kids. They get their candy.
Yeah.
They get the-
I did actually see one other thing in the manifest that I wanted to thank the PD for in terms of being proactive in getting the undercarriages of the vehicles oiled. And that's,
Right.
Yeah.
try to prolong the
Yeah.
fleet. So thank you, PD, for doing that.
Okay, anything else? Okay. And we need a
I need
non-public
an A
under,
and a C, and then a C.
so, okay, we'll go to A first. Make a motion that we go into non-public under RSA 91A3, Roman numeral 2A,
Let's see.
And C.
and C.
And
Second.
then after that, we're gonna have 2 additional, then
Yeah.
adjourn.
One more after
Yeah.
this, and then one under C, and then we'll adjourn.
Adjourn.
See you guys tomorrow.
Yep,
Second?
okay, all those in favor?
Yes.
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 Okay,
Vote.
good night.
Vote.